தகுதினகனதா WGIC 2022 has been a great conference so far. It's been wonderful to be together again in person and to exchange knowledge and ideas with my colleagues from around the world.
Sharing of ideas, I find it very important and critical for me. So when I go back home, I'll be able to share with my colleagues some of the information that I have learned or gained in this Congress.
The second United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress. This has been a big opportunity for us and at a school level.
It was a learning experience. We learned that there are different schools with different ideas.
It's very interesting to hear about the IGIF, and its applications are very much of interest to me. So especially I follow with a lot of interest the development of the geospatial knowledge infrastructure and its principles.
Some of the key takeaways are that sustainable development and the environment are really important to stakeholders across the ecosystem.
There are a lot of expertise, a lot of insights that we are getting from this session. My key take home is that we need to start having an agile process that aligns to geospatial technology and application.
The students have got so much of exposure, so much of learning that happened in these 3-4 days that they could never imagine.
I listen and watch the many things doing in India and their effort and the UNs.
Our experience here today, we're really excited to talk about the SDG Data Alliance, the geospatial data, working with the UNWGIC group.
This event has been really diverse and bringing lots of people together from different backgrounds, perspectives, countries. We've had a really good side event session on the first day about diversity and inclusion.
This Congress is a wonderful opportunity for us to strengthen networking and how to utilize the geospatial information for the better future of our country.
We have got a lot of opportunities here and participated here with our own project based on our local place, Chilica.
That is an excellent venue. It's very well organized. The objective of bringing together all the stakeholders which are forming our discipline and our domain. It's a benefit to bring together the industry, academics, as well as governmental agencies and the institutions.
This is the first time after COVID we come together under the umbrella of the UNWGIC to meeting and discussing series of new norms that we never actually experienced in the past, and now we are seeing the power of digitalization and also the power of location.
This conference, I learned a lot from the importance of utilizing this proper tool of IGIF in every country.
I've taken so much inspiration this week from the people that I've heard from. So for me, it's been a real journey of discovery.
The conference is very important because in other countries and display your work in this thematic is very important for the development of country.
We have come to know that geospatial technology plays a great role, and it has opened our eyes. Our point of view for geospatial technology has changed.
This Congress is clearly manifestation of the progress which we all together as a community achieve in the improvement of geospatial information management. And I heard many presentations and best practices. We all together are on the right way to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, and as it was in the title, leave no one behind.
sa sa re re ma 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 pa re ma re sa sa re re ma 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 pa re ma re sa ni ni sa sa pa pa ni ni ma pa re ma re sa ni sa sa pa pa ni ni ma pa re ma re sa ni sa re re ma ma pa re ma re sa ni sa re re ma ma pa re ma re sa re re ma ma pa pa ni ni sa sa re re ma ma pa pa ni ni sa sa re ma pa ma pa ni ni sa sa re ma pa ma pa ni ni sa sa ni sa pa ni ma pa re ma sa re ni sa pa ni ma pa re ma sa re ni sa ni pa ni pa ma re ma re sa re ni sa re ma pa re ma re sa ni sa re ma pa re ma re sa ni sa pa pa ni ma pa re ma re sa ni sa pa pa ni ma pa re ma re sa ni sa re ma pa re ma re sa ni sa re ma pa re ma re sa ni sa ni pa ni sa ma re sa ni sa ni pa ni sa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Everyone, please rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Good afternoon. We heartily welcome our Honorable Governor of Telangana, Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, Honorable Union Minister of Tourism, Culture and Development of Northeastern Region of India, Shri Kishan Reddy Garu, Director, United Nations Statistics Division, Mr. Stefan Schwist, Chair, International Advisory Committee, Mr. Tim Traynor, Co-Chair, UNWGIC, Mr. Tulu Beshabedada, Secretary, Department of Land Records, Government of India, Mr. Ajay Tirke, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Dr. Srivari Chandrasekhar, and Surveyor General of India, Mr. Sunil Kumar. Welcome, dignitaries. Today, we are at the closing ceremony of the second United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress, convened by the UNGGIM, organized by the Department of Economic and Social Affairs of the United Nations, and hosted by Government of India at this venue. This event truly proved to be a global event in bringing various stakeholders of the geospatial community together. The Congress highlighted the significance and importance of integrated geospatial information to support the Sustainable Development Goals on the theme that we have been discussing on, which is the geo-enabling the global village. No one should be left behind. With these words, I would now like to invite our first speaker of the day, Mr. Sri Sunil Kumar, Surveyor General of India, to please deliver his welcome address.
Madam Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan, Honorable Governor, State of Telangana, Sri G. Kishan Reddy, Union Minister of Tourism, Culture and Development of Northeastern Region, Government of India, dignitaries on the dais, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all in this closing ceremony of the second United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress. The 3 days Congress opened on 11th October with the inaugural address through video message by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji. Prior to this, side events were organized on 10th October. The theme of the Congress was Geo-enabling Global Village, no one should be left behind. During these 3 days, Congress, 3 plenary sessions, 2 special sessions, and a number of parallel sessions were held, and several issues confronting geospatial field were discussed and deliberated by eminent experts and delegates congregated here from all parts of the world. The takeaway from the Congress can be summarized in 3 broad points. First, pace of technology change requires agile policy-making approaches that engage all stakeholders to share responsibilities for safe implementations. Second, leveraging the pervasive digitization to achieve best possible outcomes for everyone and effective IGIF implementation. Third, identifying gaps in the current IP and recommending solutions that would enable new business models to help realize the potential impact of innovations. The impact of proper usage of geospatial technology on social well-being and sustainability is huge. By one estimate, its contribution to global economy is 0.2% of global GDP. GPS alone has helped reduce the fuel use by 15 to 20%, which no single other technology in the world has done. The usage of geospatial technology for change detection to assess the impact of global warming on climate is unparalleled. We are able to accurately measure the receding glaciers and sea level rise with the tools of this technology, which has tremendous impact on human existence. We are able to assess the health of crops, do precision farming, and quantifying the need of fertilizers. Location-based services are used in applications as diverse as making the disease-affected area to e-commerce in a big way. Being the founder member of United Nations Global Geospatial Information Management, UNGGIM, India is fully aligning its policy and action in accordance with the integrated geospatial information framework propagated by it in 9 pathways, which are direction on governance and institutions, policy and legal, financial, data, innovation, standards, partnership, capacity building and education, and communication and engagement. The announcement of new geospatial data sharing policy by Government of India last year is testimony to this thing. Data acquired by Survey of India, the National Mapping Agency of India, in last 2 centuries has been unlocked for developmental activities and innovation. The geospatial data restriction policy has been struck out, and geospatial data acquisition and usage have been democratized by facilitating engagement and partnership of private sector in this field. Survey of India is playing an anchor's role in it. Besides hand-holding, it is changing its work ethics from targeting only accuracy to targeting both accuracy as well as delivery. Apart from adopting the state-of-art technology such as drone, LiDAR, and CORS, it is emphasizing on autonomous in data processing by usage of devices such as clouds for data storage, processing, and dissemination. This is being done through infusion of talented young blood in its workforce at all levels and partnering with stakeholders, including its industry. We visualize the new geospatial age as a challenge and opportunity both for us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words and an overview of what this Congress was all about. It's my pleasure now to invite Dr. Srivari Chandrasekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, to address the audience. Please.
Honorable Governor of Telangana State and Puducherry, Madam, greetings to you. Kishan Reddy Garu, namaste, sir. And all the dignitaries on the dais and friends from United Nations member countries. It has been an honor for India to host all of you for the last 4 days and showcase the kind of geospatial work we have been doing together. In this second UNWGIC, we attempted to evolve a global geospatial ecosystem from a technocentric approach to the technology-led human development approach. In this endeavor, this Congress, for the past 3 days, has been doing many unique activities. We started the second event on the 10th October with a side event in which students from 18 different schools across the country presented how their spatial thinking had been used for local problem solving. This was appreciated by all of us. In order to bring out the dialogue on the geo-enablement out of the 4 wall of conference room, a unique concept of G Chaupal was introduced. This Chaupal concept is a place in a village where people come together to discuss about the common issues and their solutions. In Telugu, we call it Rachabanda. With the same spirit in the G Chaupal, we discussed about the women empowerment through their geospatial technology. The collaboration between the knowledge institutions showcased the process of geo-enablement of rural community from the problem identification to the data collection and data analytics through an app developed for this purpose. This has led to the internalization of the solutions into the livelihood process of the community. The students from high schools also presented their geospatial thinking and how they have influenced their local socio-economy and environment for making a sustainable change. We are very confident that this spatial thinking will empower them towards sustainable development processes. The geo-enablement of the tribal community was a unique example where the spatial capture of the data on resources available in the locality has strengthened the supply chain of the tribal artisans and helped in marketing of their products, resulting in improvement in their livelihood and their incomes. We also organized a painting competition of the children to understand their concept of geo-enabling the global village. No one should be left behind, which Honorable Prime Minister has been advocating. I believe this will help us stimulating the understanding of the young mind about the geospatial technology and its utility for a better world, and will help us in strategizing for implementing the spatial technology and information of sustainable development goals. As already told by Mr. Sunil Kumar, the additional charge of Surveyor General of India, this second UNWGIC has definitely deliberated on different aspects of the integrated geospatial information framework of this Congress in many parallel sessions. Outside these sessions, I may mention that collaborative efforts that Survey of India is building with other national organizations like NIC, NRSC, and BISAG. I propose that we initiate an IGIF implementation alliance for developing countries under the Indian leadership. We have successfully showcased India's vibrant geospatial ecosystem in the exhibition, where all the stakeholders from central and state governments, industry, academia, and civil society have participated very enthusiastically. I wish the outcome of this second UNWGIC will pave the way for a spatially enabled global village where no one will be left behind in our global journey towards sustainable development. I sincerely thank again all of you for traveling from across the world to this important city of Hyderabad. I'm sure this Hyderabad has treated all of you well. I wish all the participants safe travel back home. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for kind of setting out what Indian geospatial ecosystem does and what more we all can do together. Now, it's my privilege to call or invite Mr. Ajay Tirke, Secretary, Department of Land Records, Government of India, to address the participants, please.
Honorable Governor Telangana, Honorable Union Minister of Tourism, Culture and Development of Northeastern Region of India, dignitaries on the dais. I, at the outset, take this opportunity to thank United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs and Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for organizing the second United Nations World Geospatial Congress 2022. There couldn't have been a better opportune time than this. Why? Because India is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. For the global geospatial community, what I wish to say is that we are celebrating the 75 years of our independence. And the celebrations are centered on the citizens of this great nation, the citizens alone. Honorable Prime Minister, at the commencement of the post-annual budget deliberations, gave a call for leaving no citizen behind in the journey of development of this nation. And today, we are assembled in the Geospatial Congress to deliberate on the central theme, geo-enabling the global village. No one should be left behind. So friends, citizens are central to our discourse and deliberations, and we need to ensure that all outcomes of our shared endeavor enrich the quality of lives of the citizens. And we in India have done precisely that. India is a large country of more than 1.4 billion population, covering 32.9 lakh square kilometers. And what have we accomplished? We have accomplished, one, mapping of 940 million land parcels in India. Two, digitization of 11.7 million cadastral maps, FMBs, out of the 16.6 million. 3, computerization of 6.18 lakh village record of rights out of the 6.56 lakh villages, almost 94% of the entire country. 4th, computerization of 93% registration officers and integrating them with the revenue officers. 5th, we have achieved significant progress in georeferencing of land parcels and are committed to complete 100% georeferencing by the year 24-25. Now, the major challenge is how to use the big spectrum of digitized, computerized geospatial data for the larger benefit of the people. In order to make a comprehensive policy for sharing and use of geospatial data, India has formulated the Geospatial Guidelines 2021. These guidelines will enable sharing of geospatial data amongst the different sectors and agencies and entities. This will make use of geospatial data easier for the private as well as the public sector for the larger benefit of the citizens. Friends, land and land resources and land records are the geofabric of an economy, any economy for that matter. And the development and governance of land systems is central to the national economy. Changes in land management practices, regulations, and operations in India and elsewhere have frequently relied on the uptake of innovations in geospatial technologies. Undoubtedly, geospatial technologies will play a crucial role in the road to recovery and India's march towards a $5 trillion economy. I would even venture to state that a big part of the 4th industrial revolution will be the way geospatial technologies shape the lives of the citizens and mankind globally. Because geospatial technology is all about precision, speed, and delivery of services to the millisecond. To conclude, we believe that geospatial technologies offer unique solutions for an integrated systems-based approach for what is required locally, regionally, and globally, which are critical to a nation's resilience. Be it energy, infrastructure, agriculture, urban, rural, health, transportation, public safety, or environmental climate concerns, geospatial applications empower all the stakeholders equally with data insights and tools, especially the citizens. And that is our central goal and objective which we are resolutely moving towards. We haven't stopped at that. We have further conceptualized and planned to have a national integrated geoportal for governance called Mathrubhumi. Mathrubhumi in English is motherland. Mathrubhumi will harness and leverage on the intersectoral strengths in the schemes and programs of Government of India. I once again thank the organizers of the second United Nations World Geospatial Congress for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and would like to conclude and commit to taking the geospatial endeavor to its logical conclusion for the larger benefit of the citizens of the country and, of course, the global community. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such wonderful experiences and insights into how geospatial technology can actually make a huge amount of difference in the national economy. And so now I would like to invite Mr. Tulu Besha Vedada, co-chair UNGGIM, to share his thoughts and experiences from this conference. Please.
Distinguished honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of my co-chair, Ms. Ingrid, I would like to thank the Indian government for providing comfortable values for the Congress. I thank the expanded Bureau of the UNGGIM and the members of the IAC and all parties involved in the organization of the Congress for the flawless coordination and service provided during the Congress. I sincerely thank all delegates and participants for your active participation in the plenary, special and thematic parallel sessions, and the special events of the Congress, as well as for networking and fostering alliance for future cooperation and partnership. I'm also honored to greatly thank the speakers of the plenary sessions, presenters of the special and thematic parallel sessions, and the moderators for your valuable contribution to the Congress and for making the Congress successful. My special thanks also goes to the school children and teachers for participating in the special event on Monday. I have no words to express my feeling to tell you how much you inspired us and motivated all of us with your great and incredible works. Your motivation, aspiration, and commitment will give us energy to keep the momentum and to advance the global geospatial information management. Mainstream the works of the Committee of Experts to better improve the well-being of society, address sustainable development, tackle climate and other regional and global challenges facing the humanity today and tomorrow. I also thank the Convention Center, professional organizations, as well as all actors for the seamless alliance and coordination made to realize the success of the Congress. As a country delegate, I also would like to thank the Indian government for sharing information about the Indian vibrant and growing geospatial ecosystem. And I hope this will definitely help delegates to learn experience from the Indian government and to adopt the Indian experience, especially the Indian space policy and development of the geospatial ecosystem. It is just impressive to learn how the Indian government has succeeded in advancing the geospatial industry, as well as I am surprised about the realization of active engagement with the youth and the influence of policy on education and the geospatial industry ecosystem is the best lesson to be shared and communicated with global communities. I am also grateful to the Indian government, geospatial organizations and private sectors for their active engagement in the Congress, for actively networking with delegates, fostering alliance for future cooperation and partnership. I hope everyone has enjoyed the opportunity and established contacts. As a co-chair of the UNGGIM, I thank the plenary speakers, presenters, and participants for actively interacting during the sessions, as well as for helping the UNGGIM to better understand the issues, challenges, and opportunities. I hope we enjoyed the theme of the Congress, Geo-enabling a global village. No one should be left behind. The Committee of Experts is looking forward to seeing sustained development of geospatial ecosystem. We need to keep the momentum and advance, making difference across a range of many topics. Well-coordinated efforts are needed from all of us, actually from the regional committee, from thematic groups, from academia and private network, to advance the work of the committees of experts in order to make a better world for all of us. In the coming years, the Committee of Experts will strive to strengthen global and national geospatial information management by advancing the implementation of the United Nations Integrated Geospatial Information Framework, as well as contribute to the improvement of well-being of society. and focus on addressing climate change and other global challenges facing the humanity today. I do believe that the advent of a geospatial ecosystem, along with other relevant sectors, will enable a better world for all of us, ensuring no one should be left behind. I thank you very much and hope to see you at future events of the UNWGIC, and I wish you all a safe trip to your respective destinations. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tulu, for sharing your observations and also the agenda or the thought process of the expert committee that is looking at how to widespread the use of geospatial technologies and this geospatial information. Now, I would like to heartily invite Mr. Tim Traynor, Chair of the International Advisory Committee, to address the audience, please.
If there's a chord on the floor, I'm going to find it. Honorable Governor, most distinguished guests on the days, and you, the participants of the Second World Geospatial Information Congress. You can't have a Congress of this magnitude without a tremendous amount of planning. A successful Congress like this requires a strong program, and to that end, I think we achieved our goal. It was made possible by a great deal of hard work on the part of the International Advisory Committee for the UNWGIC. The committee, the International Advisory Committee, was comprised of representatives from the expanded Bureau of the Committee of Experts on Global Geospatial Information Management, notable experts in our geospatial information field, and our hosts from India on the local organizing committee. Within that body, we also had a core group that worked very diligently to advance the program that you are experiencing this week. We had selected 15 themes that were aligned to the conference theme itself, on geo-enabling the global village, leave no one behind. We had a robust program with daily plenaries, special sessions designed to bring many of us together, and we had 40 parallel sessions. One of the objectives we had as we worked through that program was to allow more time for you, the participants, to have engagement during the sessions, to be able to ask questions of the presenters, to engage and learn more from each other. And I think we improved on that goal from this week. I want to thank the many presenters and session moderators that made a special effort to make this event a success. The program on its own is not successful by its own. You need support staff to make that possible. The professional conference organizers were exceptionally helpful to all of us from ensuring that most of the data that was provided in the program as we modified the program, sometimes on a several times a day basis, were reflected in a helpful way in the program app that you were using so that you had the most up-to-date information. It's also important to recognize those folks along the wall in the back and those folks over there who make the audiovisual and technical support possible and make the daily experience that we have a good experience. And I also want to thank the UN Secretariat. In this role, I can tell you that you cannot do it alone, you cannot do it as a group, you need that help of the UN Secretariat. I also want to recognize all of you, the participants. We don't make a program for ourselves, we make a program for all of us. And I hope that we met your expectations. And lastly, I would like to thank our hosts here in India for contributing to a meaningful program in advancing the work of the UN Committee of Experts on Global Geospatial Information Management and the United Nations Integrated Geospatial Information Framework. I always come away inspired from events like this, and this Congress was no different. I hope that you had the same experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tim, for that appreciation of all the players who were part of this event and how the technical program brought in a lot of interactions between all the members who are present in this Congress. The last 3 days of the Congress has led to a lot of deliberations and interactions, and so I'd like to now invite Mr. Stefan Schiffest, Director, United Nations Statistics Division, to present the way forward from the ideas and thoughts that this Congress gathered.
Honorable Governor, honorable members and representatives on the dais, dear colleagues, professional colleagues, dear geospatial friends. Wow, what a 3 days it has been. In my life, I have dealt a lot with data, secure data, disaggregated data, high quality data. But after Tuesday evening, I think you have added another category here, and that would be dancing data. I invited you to celebrate our professional community, and you did. I have rarely sensed so much positive energy, and I must say I enjoyed the meeting with so many colleagues, and I didn't even have nearly enough time to meet with more of you, so I have to apologize here to all the people who reached out to me for networking. We will have to continue this dialogue in the future. We had a very rich, substantive debate. At the center was always our Sustainable Development Goals from the United Nations as an overarching policy framework. And there are other policy challenges, COVID recovery, climate change. We discussed extensively the Integrated Geospatial Information Framework, IGIF, as a central tool to support our work on the policy challenges. We talked a lot about PPPs, private-public partnerships, because we all have to work together. We talked about digital transformation and technological development. We talked about the journey from the local to the global and back to the local. And we talked about the role of youth in this journey. And for me, this was a personal highlight when the young Indians presented their projects on how geospatial information can support the SDGs. This will be a lasting memory for me. We also celebrated that we moved from the virtual to the personal again. We did things that you cannot do in a virtual background. I saw many international participants buying beautiful Indian dresses. You can't do that virtually. We had good Indian food. You can't do that virtually either. We saw the beautiful dance culture here, and I saw some of the ladies, international ladies, having beautiful henna hand designs. You can't do that virtually either. So you made this all possible. And to make it all possible, it takes a village. And I need to thank a lot of people here. First and foremost, the Indian government for its generous hosting, for its high-level dignitaries that honored our event, starting with the Prime Minister at the opening scene. I have to thank the National Organizing Committee under the leadership of the Department of Science and Technology, the local organizing committee under the leadership of 3IT. I have to thank the professional conference organizers, the International Advisory Committee, all of the session speakers and moderators who made this scientific program possible. I want to, in particular, also thank my own staff, and I know they worked around the clock to make this happen, and the many helping hands in the background that always ensure that everything functions well. But most importantly, I wanted to thank all of you for coming from all over the world for this celebration of our community. Where do we go from here? The future starts right now. We have work to do, lots of work to do. The IGIF needs to be implemented in as many countries as possible. Our partnerships need to be intensified. Our political position needs to be strengthened, and in the United Nations we have a process with the Economic and Social Council that will help us to do just that. 2023 will be the year of the next SDG Summit, and that is a huge opportunity for our professional community to showcase what an important and special contribution we can make. There are further events to come in the future, like our United Nations World Data Forum in April 23, to which I invite you cordially. And then, of course, there are our annual GGIM meetings in August in New York. And I invite everybody to come, and not only to come, to engage with us, because everybody is welcome at the United Nations table. The positive energy that I felt here makes me very optimistic for the future. Let's take this community, our community, home and forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen, for providing what the community would like to do in the days ahead. So, move on. And I'm profusely happy and glad to invite our Honorable Minister, Sri Kishan Reddy Garu, Minister of Tourism, Culture and Development of Northeastern Region of India, to deliver the keynote address.
Good evening, everyone. Sabko namaskar. In mother tongue, andariki namaskaram. His Excellency, Madam Tamilisai Soundararajan ji, Honorable Governor of Telangana State, Mr. Sunil Kumar, Surveyor General of India, Dr. Srivari Chandrasekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Sri Ajay ji, Secretary, Department of Land Records, Government of India, respected Tillu Bisha, Co-Chair, Mr. Tim Trainer, Chair International Advisor Committee, Mr. Stephen, Director UNSD, Dr. K.S. Rajan, Registrar IIIT Hyderabad, respected other dignitaries, delegates from national and international, officials of the Government of India, friends from media, I would like to thank the United Nations Committee, experts on global geospatial information management that organizes the United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress for inviting me for the voluntary function. The fact that India was a chosen destination for an event that is organized once in every 4 years shows India competency, capability, capacities, and Indians' hospitality. Over the past week, I am sure that you have enjoyed Indian hospitality and love the affection of its people in line with our ancient belief system of Atithi Devo Bhava, which we treats the guest of as a divine. The United Nations has been at the forefront in evolving a global framework for a better world. Friends, the Sustainable Development Goals, poverty alleviation, and the livelihood focus of the United Nations has made it a platform for a human development. I am happy to know that the theme of this second United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress is a geo-enabling the world global village. No one should be left behind. It gives me immense pleasure to note that this activity is not only about geospatial technology, but empowering people for better life and livelihood. This is a wonderful platform that allows stakeholders to discuss and applications of geospatial technologies as a force of good. The exchange of ideas, joint drafting and best practices, sharing of innovations and applications makes this conference a powerful platform in geospatial domain to maximize collaboration and minimize usage. The Government of India under visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, ensuring that we implement the 2030 agenda for sustainable development and to keep the promise to leave no one behind. Friend, in India, the Survey of India is a government organization has developed a important, useful web geographic information system. The online map portal of Survey of India has over 4,000 maps with the national, state, district, and local administration unit level data for they have been indexed for end users. The National Atlas, the thematic mapping organization, has released thematic maps such as the cultural map of India, the climatic map, the economic map on this portal. In India, National Geo Portal developed and hosted by Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, comprising geospatial data, services, and tools and analysis. India competence, capability, and capacity makes it ideal to be an end-to-end leader in the geospatial domain. For launching 104 mini satellites to building cutting-edge artificial intelligence-based geospatial applications, Indian innovators provide 360-degree geospatial solutions. Geospatial technologies have now become the backbone for many national flagship programs such as a National Infrastructure Pipeline, National Hydrology Project, Gati Shakti National Master Plan for Infrastructure, Digital India Land Records Modernization Program, Integrated Power Development Scheme, River Ganga Cleaning Program, Namami Ganga, the Smart Cities Mission in urban areas, Jal Jeevan Mission, every household to save drinking water, and among many, many others. It is a very encouraging to know that in this conference, the youth have showcased their innovations in geospatial domain for sustainable future. It is also heartening that women and members of tribal communities have demonstrated their geo-empowerment for better life and livelihood. The Government of India has also recently released the new guidelines for the geospatial sector in India. The new policy liberalizes the sector to be more competitive field, and also Indian corporations and innovators are no longer subject to the restrictions, nor do they require prior approvals before they collect, generate, prepare, disseminate, store, publish, update digital geospatial data and the maps within the territory of India. Friends, recently, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, in his remarks at the United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress, said, in India, development journey, two pillars, technology and talent, are a very important. Technology brings transformation. In India, technology is not an agent of exclusion, it's an agent of inclusion. As the Minister of Tourism, Cultural Development of Northeastern region in India, I am aware that geospatial applications and technology in tourism also open up new avenues and new enhances tourist experience. It brings the greater transparency and accountability in our welfare programs and infrastructure projects. In the Northeast region in India, these are hill areas and border states, the Northeast Space Application Center, NISAC, leverages geospatial technologies for various development activities such as estimation of selected crops to ensure food security in our India, potential areas for horticulture development, national wetland inventory and change declination, flood early warning systems, craft damage assessment and monitoring service, forest fire assessment, GIS-based master plan for city planning, urban areas, surveying of the proposed mining lease boundary pillars, guidance to fishermen on availability of fish zone in sea areas. Friends, Indian culture believes in the concept of Vasudhaika Kutumbam, which means that the world is a one family. The term global village, an interconnected world, is a logical extension to Vasudhaika Kutumbam, world is one family. With the technology, the world is become a single community of interdependent citizens. It is remarkable to note that during the last conference of the Geospatial Community, from 115 countries across the globe came together in the city of Hyderabad. The historic city, which is the IT and geospatial hub of India for exchanging knowledge and best practices to find the way forward, geo-enabling global village. This is my hometown. I am an elected representative from this town only. I am also my hometown. I am welcoming all the national and international delegates also. Friends, I am sure the discussion and deliberations that have taken place in second conference have set a benchmark for future conferences. Within 1.5 months, after 45 days, India going to host and chair G20 countries conferences in India, December 1st to 22, 30th November 2023. We are going to host around about 250 conferences of G20 countries. We are going to brand our culture, our tradition, our development to the world in these conferences also. I once again thank you for your invitation and congratulations the stakeholders and organizers for carrying out such enriching discussions that will transform our collective future and of human life. Friends, I once again, thanks to the organizers and delegates from national and international for my country and this great my city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Garu, for sharing your thoughts on how geospatial data and geospatial information is being used in challenging areas like Northeast and in the rest of the country. Okay. So I think you have heard from a couple of speakers about how the understanding of the next generation of geospatial or spatial thinking is also very important. And in that context, on behalf of the second UNWGIC committee, I would like to acknowledge the outstanding presentations and performances of all the school children and teachers who have participated in the special side event at this Congress, Geo-Enabling the Global Village with Generation Z and Alpha. I would like to add my hearty congratulations to all the children here who made the event glorious with your presence in such a way that no one is left behind. This program showcased the involvement of Generation Z and Alpha in localizing the Sustainable Development Goals at the school level and initiating spatial thinking. It's my pleasure now to request Madam Honorable Governor to please present the awards to the top 3 schools and their school children. Please, ma'am. The third prize goes to Government Degree College, Matan, Anantnag, Jammu and Kashmir. They worked on locating 51 freshwater springs and analyzed their status spatially. The second prize goes to Government Senior Secondary School, Lehan, Bhiwani, Haryana. They worked on identifying spatial gaps in access to finance for farmers through the Kisan credit cards in 3 villages of Haryana. The first prize goes to Government High School, Medical Campus, Behrampur, Odisha. They worked on identifying proportion of women engagement as well as drivers of women engagement in livelihoods dependent on the Chilka Lake in 5 villages around the Chilka. Hearty congratulations to all the winners. Honorable Governor, Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, is a trained medical doctor and who started her career by teaching at a medical college. She entered the political mainstream and has continued to serve the society and the general public with an interest in promoting gender equality and women empowerment. Madam, currently is the Governor of Telangana, the first woman to hold the office of the state. In addition, she is also the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. Ma'am, we would like to invite you to present the valedictory address to this august guardian.
Shri Kishan Reddy Garu, Union Minister for Tourism, Culture and Development of Northeastern Region. Shri Vari Chandrasekhar Garu, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Mr. Sunil Kumar, Surveyor General of India. Mr. Ajay, Secretary, Department of Land Records, Government of India. Mr. Tulu Besha Bedada, Co-Chairman, UNWGIC. Mr. Tim Trainer, International Advisory Committee. Mr. Stefan Schwenfest, Director, UNSD, Honorable dignitaries, distinguished members, and Professor K.S. Rajan, Registrar, IIT Hyderabad. A very special good evening to each and everyone. I feel truly privileged to be here before this august gathering today on the closing day of the second United Nations World Geospatial Information Congress. As it is said, the theme of this Congress is Geo Enabling the Global Village. No one should be left behind. As a first citizen of this youngest state, I am really happy that you have chosen this most vibrant and historic city of Hyderabad to host this prestigious event. I welcome you all to this younger state and the most prestigious city of Hyderabad, the IT hub and the former hub of our country. As Governor of Telangana, I am pleased to inform you that Hyderabad is emerging as the most distinct and diverse city of the global scale. It is a host to many prestigious national and international institutions. As the valedictory address of this prestigious conference, the second United Nations World Geospatial Information, as I was watching all the address by the dignitaries, the stalwarts, and the Honorable Minister about the geospace, almost they have covered everything about the technology, the information, and the usage of this technology. I'm happy Sri Kishan Reddy Garu almost covered, leaving no subject, whether it is useful for the common man, farmer, technologists, engineers, in natural calamities. He covered everything. But I want to enforce precisely 3 things about, because you also watched the speaker speaking about everything about this geospace. First of all, as a doctor, I am very happy this geospace technology is useful in reaching out the people, patients, for complete vaccination. Particularly in situations when we face situations like pandemic, leaving one person not vaccinated is as true as leaving everyone not vaccinated. Because if one person is left, everyone is not safe. No one is safe. If one is left, no one is safe. So reaching out everyone, this geospace helps a lot. And second thing, I'm very happy about the geospace technology applied in the development of tribal welfare. Because as a person who is much interested in the tribal welfare, it was very difficult to reach out the people and to analyze their health conditions. And because of this technology, we are able to reach out them. And particularly, there are large number of research work has been carried out, how it could be possible with this technology. And another important thing is this technology is useful in gender equal. Gender discrimination can be abolished by using this technology. As our Honorable Prime Minister says, the talent and technology are the 2 pillars. But my appeal is, because you're all technological experts, even though I am a doctor, this IT speciality and this technology is something new to me. But as a governor, not only as a first citizen, one among the common citizen, my appeal is to make the people aware of this technology. For example, we will be having a cell phone. Cell phone will have so much of provisions. So much of provisions. But some of us know only to call, to assess the missed calls, and to see the WhatsApp, and you use it for social media. So many provisions are there. So like this, the technology can be used to the simplest person, to the most technologically advanced experts, this can be used. As we say, the GPS can be used by even an auto brother, so that it can be used by a space technologist. So whatever may be the technology, it should be useful to the common man for the livelihood. As it is said, this geospace helping us to make correct decisions and to improve our business opportunities and to improve our talents and to reach out the maximum people. The last person could be reached by this technology. Apart from teaching, technology, it is useful in reaching out the people. The schemes of the government could be reached to the last person. So what my appeal is, this technology should be made aware, awareness should be created. As it is said, because you are all experts in this technology and you know the application of it. So wherever it could be applied, because this is a young country, India is a young country, and the average age of average age of an Indian in this century is 29 years when compared to other countries, which is more than 30 or 40 years. So technology can be used to its maximum benefit by this nation. And our Honorable Prime Minister is always motivating the youth. Particularly, this will be helpful in Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliance, Make in India, and startups. I should say, we are celebrating, as it is said, we are celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav, the 75th year of our independence. And I'm happy to say that 75,000 startups have been started in India because of the patronage from the government and motivating the youngsters to move forward in this country. And this technology should be useful to each and everyone. And as I said, particularly the medical field, it is very useful because we have, whether it is diagnostic procedures, whether it is procedures, surgical procedures, or ICU treatment, we used to feel very difficult to reach out the people. Now, the people could be identified. And as I said, the tribal population, the women in the downtrodden area, the remote area can be reached out by this technology. So this technology is useful to everyone. As the theme says, geo-enabling the global village, no one should be left behind. And I'm really very happy to attend this program and to address the valedictory valediction of this conference. And I should appreciate all your presence and really happy to be here and congratulate each and everyone so that this technology can be useful to each and everyone. And I was very much surprised to note that this technology is useful in mapping, to select the situation, and to visit the contributors, urban planning, network planning, investment, and competitive intelligence, and risk assurance, and trade area analysis, and consumer insights, and so on. And environmental hazards also, as it is mentioned by our Honorable Kishan Reddy ji. In environmental hazards also it is very useful. So this is the most useful technology in this development era, and I'm really happy to address this gathering. Thank you so much. As I said, let us take this technology to the common man, and this technology should be made aware to each and everyone in this country as well as in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words and how it can actually make a change in the livelihoods of people. Now, I would like to request Mr. Pankaj Mishra, Deputy Surveyor General, Survey of India, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Greetings to you all. I feel honored and privileged to propose the vote of thanks on this very special occasion. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to convey my deep regards and heartfelt thanks to all the dignitaries and participants present over here. I am thankful to UNWGIC Secretariat for extending excellent support, facilitation, and coordination for the organization of this International Congress. I would like to thank and congratulate the International Advisory Committee for preparing the excellent program for this International Congress. I extend a very hearty and humble vote of thanks to our Honorable Governor, State of Telangana, Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan, for her graceful presence and inspiring words to this August gathering. Thank you very much, ma'am. It is a great pleasure to extend my sincere thanks to our Honorable Minister, Shri G. Kishan Reddy, Minister of Tourism, Culture, and Development of Northeastern Region, for his motivational address. Thank you very much, sir. We would like to acknowledge our gratitude to Dr. Shrivari Chandrasekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for his continued patronage and motivation for the successful organization of this event. We are very grateful to Dr. Ajay Tirki, Department of Land Records, Government of India, for gracing this occasion and sharing his words of wisdom. I would like to thank Mr. Stephen Schwinfest, Director UNSD, and UNWGIC Secretariat for enlightening this August gathering with the way forward for the future. I am also thankful to Dr. Tulu Besha Badade, co-chair of UNWGIC, for addressing the forum and gracing this occasion. I am very thankful to Mr. Tim Traynor, chair of the International Advisory Committee, for sharing his experiences and thoughts with us. We are very grateful to all the presenters, speakers, participants from various countries, student volunteers, coordinators of special and side events, exhibitors, and other stakeholders, with special mention of the representatives of Generation G, women, and tribal communities, who were testimony of real geo-enablement we all have experienced and enjoyed in the G Chopal over a hot cup of tea or coffee for their active participation and contribution and in making this event a success. We are grateful to Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Civil Aviation, and Permanent Mission of India for their continued support and cooperation. We are grateful to all national agencies, government departments, state agencies, institutions for their cooperation and support. We would like to thank Telangana State Police, Fire Department, and the local administration for their support and cooperation. We are thankful to the members of press and media for the wonderful and extensive coverage of the event. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the members of the National Steering Committee, National Organizing Committee, Local Organizing Committee, with special mention of PMU at IIIT Hyderabad, and the host organization, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for their untiring efforts, support, and teamwork in successful organization of this event. We are also thankful to the professional event organizer, the Geospatial World, and the HICC for their support. At the end, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the people who have directly or indirectly contributed, supported, and were associated with the organization of the Congress. I once again thank you all for making this event a grand success, and we wish you all a safe travel back to your home. Thank you all.
So, may I request all of you to please rise for the national anthem once again.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे